Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Gorod, and I wanted to bring you guys a high round Gobblegum guide for every single map on Black Ops 3 Zombies, including Zombies Chronicles maps. And I do want to say that if you want to look for a certain map, it's going to be in the description. I'm going to have timestamps for every single map, and I'm going to be doing solo and co-op for all of these. So it's going to be a pretty long video if you don't want to go through every single map. Like I said, there are going to be timestamps in the description. One other thing that I want to say before we get into the video, I'm not going to be using Perkaholic, Power Vacuum, Near Death Experience, or Round Robin in any of these packs because the fact is that not everybody has them. But anyway, let's get right into the video. So starting things off, we have Shadows of Evil Soul, and you're going to want to run Shopping Free or Who's Skipping Score or Extra Credit if you don't have a Shopping Free. You're also going to want to run Alchemical Antithesis, In Plain Sight, Pop Shocks, Soda Fountain, or On the House. Now for Shadows of Evil Co-op, again, you're going to want to run a Shopping Free or Who's Skipping Score or an Extra Credit. It just depends on which one you have or which one you prefer. Up next is Profit Sharing if you do have it, then a Phoenix Up, a Pop Shocks, and an On the House. The next map on our list is the Giants Solo, and you're going to want to run an Alchemical Antithesis, a Fatal Contraption, an In Plain Sight, an Immolation Liquidation, and a Lucky Crit. Now for Shadows of Evil Co-op, you're going to want to run basically the same Gobblegums, but it's Alchemical Antithesis, Fatal Contraption, In Plain Sight, Immolation Liquidation, and Lucky Crit. Now onto our next map, which is Der Eisendrache Soul. You're going to want to run an Alchemical Antithesis, a Lucky Crit, Pop Shock, Soda Fountain, and an In Plain Sight. Now for Der Eisendrache Co-op, you're going to want to run a Phoenix Up, an Alchemical Antithesis, a Cashback, In Plain Sight, and Arsenal Accelerator for your Ragnaroks. Now onto Zetsubou No Shima Solo, you're going to want to run Arsenal Accelerator for your Skull of Non-Stopway, a Soda Fountain, In Plain Sight, Anywhere But Here, and a Self-Medication for the Thrashers because obviously you're going to go down a couple times. Now for Zetsubou No Shima Co-op, you're going to want to run a Phoenix Up, Aftertaste, Immolation Liquidation, Shopping Free or Profit Sharing, whichever one you prefer or you have, and an Arsenal Accelerator again for your Skull of Non-Stopway. The next map on our list is Gorod Krovi, and starting off with Solo, you're going to want to run an Arsenal Accelerator for your Gauntlet, then you're going to want to run an In Plain Sight, a Lucky Crit, Fatal Contraption, and a Shopping Free if you do have one. If not, you can run Extra Credit or Who's Keeping Score. And now for Gorod Krovi Co-op, you're going to want to run an Arsenal Accelerator again for your Gauntlet, an Immolation Liquidation, Aftertaste, Self-Medication, or Phoenix Up, really just depends on which one you have or what kind of player you are, a Fear in the Headlights, and a Fatal Contraption. Now on to Revelation Solo, and for this you're going to want to use an Immolation Liquidation, Pop Shocks, Soda Fountain, Alchemical Antithesis, and a Lucky Crit. And now for Revelations Co-op, you're going to want to use an Alchemical Antithesis, Fatal Contraption, Immolation Liquidation, Phoenix Up, and a Pop Shocks. Now we are onto the World of War remakes for Zombies Chronicles, and these are mostly going to be the same Gobblegums for each of these maps because the fact is that they all don't have a pack-a-punch machine. You're going to want to use all of these to get to a high round. So starting off things with Nocturne and Totem Solo, you're going to want to run a Soda Fountain, Wall Power, Bullet Boost, Crate Power, and In Plain Sight. Now for Nocturne and Totem Co-op, you're actually going to want to run a Soda Fountain, Wall Power, Bullet Boost, Crate Power, and a Phoenix Up or an Aftertaste. Now onto our next map, which is Verrucht, you're going to want to run on the Solo a Soda Fountain, a Wall Power, a Bullet Boost, a Crate Power, and an In Plain Sight. For Verrucht Co-op, you're going to want to run a Soda Fountain, Wall Power, Bullet Boost, Crate Power, and a Phoenix Up or an Aftertaste. Up next is Kino and Ascension Solo, and for that you're going to want to use a Soda Fountain, Wall Power, Bullet Boost, Crate Power, and In Plain Sight. I think you're kind of seeing a pattern here for these World of War maps. For Kino and Ascension Co-op, you're going to want to use a Soda Fountain, Wall Power, Bullet Boost, Crate Power, and a Phoenix Up or an Aftertaste. Now we're on to Kino and Ascension Solo, and for Kino and Ascension Solo, you're going to want to use for your Gobblegums an In Plain Sight, Alchemical Antithesis, a Soda Fountain, or an On the House, whichever one you want to use, a Lucky Crit, and a Self-Medication. And now for Kino and Ascension Co-op, you're going to want to use an Immolation Liquidation, an Aftertaste, Anywhere But Here, a Cashback, and a Profit Sharing if you have one. Up next on our list is Ascension Solo, and you're going to want to use a Lucky Crit, Alchemical Antithesis, Dead of Nuclear Winter for the Monkeys, In Plain Sight, and a Soda Fountain. Now for Co-op on Ascension, you're going to want to use a Phoenix Up, Anywhere But Here, again Dead of Nuclear Winter for the Monkeys, In Plain Sight, and a Soda Fountain. Now on to Shangri-La Solo, you're going to want to run a Self-Medication or an Aftertaste, an In Plain Sight, a Cashback, Alchemical Antithesis, and a Killjoy. And obviously for Shang Co-op, you're going to want to use a Self-Medication or an Aftertaste, a Cashback, a Killjoy, a Phoenix Up, and an Immolation Liquidation. Now on to Moon, and for Solar, you're going to want to use a Immolation Liquidation, Soda Fountain, Alchemical Antithesis, Anywhere But Here, and a Raindrops or Shopping Free, whichever one you have. And for Moon Co-op, you're going to want to use a Phoenix Up, Immolation Liquidation, Cashback, a Killjoy, or an On the House. And last but certainly not least, we have Origins, and for Solar, you're going to want to use for your Gobblegums an Aftertaste or a Self-Medication, a Pop Shocks or a Fatal Contraption for the Panzers, a Shopping Free or an Extra Credit, just depends on which one you have, and a Cashback / Alchemical, again, depends on which one you have, and an In Plain Sight. And finally, for Origins Co-op, you're going to want to use a Phoenix Up, a Pop Shocks, an Aftertaste or a Self-Medication, a Profit Sharing, or a Shopping Free, again, whichever one you have, and an Anywhere But Here. Now, I know this is going to be a pretty long video, and I do appreciate if you guys stuck all the way through and you watched all the maps, and I'm sorry if you don't have one of the Gobblegums that I chose for solo or co-op, just swap it out for whatever you want. But for the most part, this is really what you should be using on those maps for solo and co-op to actually get to high rounds. If you guys want to see me do one for, let's say, Easter eggs, or, you know, just a first room, things like that, if you guys want to see me do more of these in the future, then I'd appreciate a like. And if we get to, let's say, maybe 100 likes, I'll do another one, maybe in about a week or so. While you're down there, I'd appreciate a comment if you guys have a better setup than I do for any of these maps. I haven't actually played a couple of the World of War maps all that much and gotten to a really high round, but this is, you know, generally speaking, just what I've seen everyone use and what I've been using personally to get to these higher rounds as a high round player. But again, I would appreciate it if you guys did leave a like, comment, subscribe if you guys are new around here, and turn on notifications because you're my daddy. Anyway, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.